example, the big centras in Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, and Beersheba. They are targeted much more. Yes.
How do you cope with the stress, or the fear of the unknown?
Moment already we see a reduced amount of rockets coming in from Iran.
Conflict, right? I mean, everyone has to
Yes.
do their part in some way or
Yes.
the other. Maybe it's not in the army.
The feeling of thankfulness that finally, this big problem, which we are facing already for years. We knew it for years.
Yes.
Yeah, that
Let's
was
do
that
a
was
synagogue
amazing.
hopping across India. Let's plan something like
Yes,
that.
yes, that would
Yeah.
be great. It would be really great.
Ideology of kill,
Yes,
kill the Jews, kill the
yes,
Christians, kill the all the
yes,
other religious people. That's it.
yes,
That is their
yes.
ideology.
The regular people, they are very pro-Israel.
Correct.
So I'm looking forward that we together will be on the market in Tehran.
Guys, there is a synagogue in Dubai now. There is
Yes,
the embassy over there. There is going to be a lot of hardship.
yes,
I understand. A
yes,
lot of flights get delayed. That is all.
yes,
That is,
yes,
remember that evil still exists in this world, and Israel is in
yes,
the front line fighting
yes.
this evil.
There is a lot of problems in the Arab communities, also here in Israel. A lot of problems amongst each other.
Mhm.
It was like the sword of Damocles above our heads. We
Correct.
knew that there were 150,000 rockets from Hezbollah
Mm,
pointed at us from the north. We had
mm.
Hamas from inside. We had
Correct.
Iran, we had Iraq, and we had Syria, and we had Yemen.
Salute you and also to the Israeli community because good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all the viewers of our podcast, The Unfriendly Company. As you all know, there is a huge conflict going on in the Middle East. And we in India, especially me, I'm based in India. Um, when we look at this conflict, we are not directly affected, as in we don't have these rockets coming in, missiles coming in, we are not being hit. So we are more of a global spectator to the conflict. But I thought, isn't it better to get someone who really is in the front line or facing this problem to come on as a guest? And that's why I have brought my friend,
Mhm.
my very good old friend for a long time, Mr. Aryel
Yeah.
Tsion.
Yes,
Welcome,
it's my
Aryel.
thank you very much. It's my honor and my pleasure to be on your podcast and explain a little bit of the situation here.
Fantastic, fantastic. So we'll just go straight into the conflict. How are you coping? You, your family, your friends, the community. How are you guys facing it?
Thanks God, we are coping well with it. I live in an area which is less targeted. I don't say it's not that it is not
Mhm.
targeted. It's less targeted than, for example, the big centras in Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, and Beersheba. They are targeted much more. But thanks God, at this moment already we see a reduced amount of rockets coming in from Iran. We see gradually that it is going down, and
Mhm.
that the attacks on the installations, the firing installations, seem to be very successful. That's what we feel here on the ground. We are coping well. I've two sons in the army
Mhm.
serving at this moment, and also the son of my wife is serving in the army. He's in Lebanon, and the other ones are one is in the Gaza frontier, and actually both. And we are doing well. We are doing well. We are thankful that we are in a situation that we really can do something to
Mhm.
improve the world. That's how we look at it.
Mhm.
There is an evil that wants to destroy other societies, other than their own society, their own. That's basically what it is, and we are happy. I'm thankful that my children and that we are here and in this area to stop it. Yeah, that's
Yeah, yeah.
basically how I feel it. That's
I
basically how I
understand.
feel.
I understand. I
Yeah.
mean, being a parent, of course, we'll be all worried about our children being
Yes.
in harm's way. But I really
Yes.
salute you and also to the Israeli community because everyone is uh, part
Yeah.
of the conflict, right? I mean, everyone has to
Yes.
do their part in some way or
Yes.
the other. Maybe it's not in the army or anything, but in some way,
Yes.
all are conflict. Even you yourself, you also told me
Yes.
you're on army duty and all that. So,
Yes.
how do you cope with the stress, or the fear of the unknown? How do you handle?
Basically, the feeling of thankfulness that finally, this big problem, which we are facing already for years, we knew it for years.
Yes.
You have to know, before 7 October started,
Hmm.
it was like the sword of Damocles above our heads. We
Correct.
knew that
Correct.
there were 150,000 rockets from Hezbollah
Mm.
pointed at us from the north. We had
Mm.
Hamas from inside. We had
Correct.
Iran, we had Iraq, and we had Syria, and we had Yemen.
Yeah.
Now we have it complete. We started this last attack is a complete different reality. The a part of their proxy enemies are gone. They are not anymore. And for us, it's really a miracle because for many years we knew this need to be dealt with, and how it is dealt with this way is for us really a miracle and really good. Of course, our children are trained very well in the army, and I have to say that my children they chose fighter units. It means it's a voluntarily choice that they want to defend the country. It shows how they are um, motivated to fight for the good. They know
Mm.
there is a danger. For example, when my son had to go to the frontier, he had to speak with me, and I have to tell me where he wanted to be buried if he's not coming back. So this is the
Wow.
reality of the teenagers of this generation, and and they are motivated. They are not in stress. They are motivated because they believe this is for the good of
Yeah.
Israel and for the good of the world.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah. This is for
and
your
now
survival. It's for your
yes, for
survival.
our survival, but also not for our survival. Is we really believe it's the Western civilization,
Mm.
because when we would be gone, next one would be America. Next one would be the Western countries, but
Also,
also
India as well. India as well.
also yes, because
Yeah.
it's an ideology
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't tolerate people who think different than themselves. You see it also
Mm.
amongst them. There is a lot of problems in the Arab communities. Also here in Israel, a lot of problems amongst each other.
Mm.
So when we are gone, the problem is not solved for them. They will continue to spread this evilness and this violent actions.
Yeah.
So we are
Yeah.
thankful. We are really thankful. So thankfulness above worrying. Of
Correct.
course, we are worried. Of course, we are worried. Whenever our sons are there and we don't hear anything from them, and they are on a mission to do the good work.
Yeah.
We are happy and relieved when we got a message. Okay, I'm okay. I'm back to base. I'm
Mm.
okay. We are happy, really. But at the other hand, and I said it to my children, this is your life opportunity to do something significant in the world. Something
Wow.
is significant good in the world. And that's how I see. My second son, he's in the paratrooper elite unit.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, yesterday, this week I was with him, I had to be his driver in the north. And he said to me, all the time when something happens and someone to harm us, it motivates me more to stay longer in the army. He's now a squad commander, he wants to be an officer. And
Mm-hmm.
because of the threat he sees, and he sees as a privilege to be a part of it, to defend our country and our world against bad things. So
Wow.
it's
Mm.
I'm really proud of them and how they deal with it. So this is the feeling, of course, worried, but of course also a
I
sense
know,
of
I understand. Yeah.
proudness.
Even
Yes,
me being a parent, I would understand when if I am to know that my sons and daughters are on the front line, we'll always be
yes,
worried. Are they okay? No matter what we
yes,
say, we will be.
yes,
But at the same time, we have that sense of pride that they are contributing to the nation, and it's not
yes,
contributing but protecting everyone.
yes,
Especially
and
against an evil regime like Iran. you know
yes, yes,
Iran
yes,
was not like this before. I mean, if you
no,
look at the pre revolution that happened,
yes,
Israelis used to go to Iran, Iranians used to come to Israel.
yes,
There's a
and
lot of connection.
Iranian people in itself and Jewish people have very good relationships. So we
Mm.
expect after this regime, this fanatic extreme regime is gone,
Hmm.
that we will have good relationship with the Iranians. We don't
Yeah,
have a
yeah,
problem with Iranians, not at all, not at all.
yeah.
It's only that the regime has this ideology
Hmm.
that Israel must be killed, must be destroyed in order
Correct.
for their supposed redemption. It's a
Mm.
fanatic. ideology taught by clerks, by Shiite clerks who are not looking to facts. They are
Mhm.
looking for the theology, and that's
Exactly,
a different
exactly.
world. Yeah,
I
yeah,
think the people of Iran, if you look at it, or the people of Iran are not at fault. They are just normal people, just
yeah.
like
They are not.
how Germany was during the Nazi,
Yes,
under Hitler, right, under the Nazi Germany. I mean, the people
yes,
suffered, but
yes,
I feel the same here. Even Iran is a
yes.
beautiful place.
Even
I would
more
love
with
to visit
Iran,
one
even
day.
more. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to visit one
Let's,
day, Ariel. Because I
yes.
think you and me, we should one day we should go there.
Yes, we shall go
Brothers,
together there. Yeah, that would be
go
good.
there
That
together.
would be fantastic. You have to know, but for example,
Mhm.
in Germany, there is still a group who has anti-Semitic feelings, but in
Yes,
Iran, the regular people they are very pro-Israel. They
correct.
so I'm looking forward that we together will be on the market in Tehran and having a
Yeah, yeah.
coffee over there, shopping together. Maybe have
Just
a
like how we walked through the markets in Cochin, we did
yes,
synagogue
yes,
hopping.
yes.
That was really
Yes, yes,
amazing, right?
yes,
The
yes, yes.
synagogues in
I
Kerala.
only doubt a little bit about the good food because the Indian
Yeah,
food
yeah,
is really different than the Tehran food. But okay,
correct,
that's a
correct.
minor detail.
I know, I know.
Yeah,
But when you see people like for me, I see here in India as well, people who are so sympathetic and crying when that Khamenei is killed, and
yeah,
people who are so much of supportive to that regime, they don't understand how much of suppression is happening for the women over there, to the minority communities over there, and
yes,
without the knowledge, people are supporting it. Whereas in Israel, they call Israel an
yes,
apartheid state, and but
yes.
Israel there is equal rights. You give equal
Yeah,
rights
the really equal rights.
to everyone.
We have government members who are Arab who were even calling for the destruction of the state of Israel. And I told you also, like I told you another time,
Hmm.
when an Arab community is considered a minority over these. So when an Arab student wants to go to university, he get better chances. He needs to have lower marks on his tests in order
Oh,
to get
okay.
admission to the university. So for a Jewish person, it's much more difficult to get into university than for an Arab person or a Druze person, who both are considered
Wow.
minorities. So
Okay.
even with housing, they get preference because they are a minority. So when there is a room for a student, only one room, you have an Arab student and a Jewish student, the Arab student will get it. So this is the reality.
Wow.
So it's opposite. It's really opposite. And even also in Israel, there is the idea we have to show the world that we are good. And so it's even almost exaggerated how much preference they give to the Arab population, students, and all the also in the workforces. You have to have a certain amount of each group in your workforce, so they get
Hmm.
equal chances, even better chances, because when you have a certain job and you have a kind of uh, need a certain education for it,
Mm-hmm.
an Arab can take the job with lower education than a Jewish person. So
Oh, okay.
it's completely the opposite what is taught. And it's very interesting that you see the countries who are complaining about Israel as an apartheid state,
Mm-hmm.
they kept silent when thousands and thousands of Iranian civil population were murdered and
Exactly.
slaughtered.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
were, and there even I saw in Holland now there was last Sunday there was a demonstration against the killing of Khamenei and against the attacking of the Iranian
The
forces.
hypocrisy.
So,
Yeah.
and these people are calling themselves that they are human activists. So it's completely the opposite world.
Makes no
It's
sense at
strange.
all, right?
Makes no
No
sense at
common
all.
sense. Yeah. Yeah.
No common sense. No, no, no. It's really opposite. Yes, and so so we are coping well, and we see that now the progress is really very well. The American Minister of Defense and also the Secretary of States, they were talking. They were telling the two strongest air forces in the world are combined together, and we are very successful. And that's the
Yeah.
reality. We
That,
see the flights going on and off. We have already now 12 waves of attacks, and
yeah.
they are very precise, these attacks. It's not
Mhm.
that they are randomly bombarding locations. Of course, Iran said the day before yesterday that we hit a school. But they forgot to tell that they use this school as their own base. They forgot to tell it,
And,
and you
and
see,
actually, the school now, the latest reports are coming out is that it was
yes,
actually an Iranian missile which
yeah,
misfired
yeah,
and went and fell on on the school. And then now,
fell
now
on the
nobody
school.
wants to talk about it.
It's like it happened here in Gaza when a
Exactly.
rocket
Yeah.
fell on this hospital. The whole
Yes.
world was condemning Israel, and
Mm-hmm.
finally it happened to be themselves. So we are very precise in the attacks. Very precise. We knew
Correct.
already for many years. For many years. Yesterday I read a message. There was an infiltration of Israel. The
Mm-hmm.
Iranian police, they wanted to search for women who didn't wear the hijab. So they had a special system, camera system all over the streets. They didn't
Oh,
know it was hacked already for many, many years by Israel. So Israel, the security people knew Tehran better than Jerusalem. That was the
yeah.
reality.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
know very precisely when where the people were, and very precise. These attacks are very precise to take the ones who are doing evil, to take them out, and to let the people get their freedom. I now also learned that last night the Kurds, they started a campaign against them. They also joined them because they don't have one enemy; they have many enemies. Because now
Mm.
also you see Europe, and they said no, 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 we don't want to have an opinion. But even in NATO now, yesterday said we are in favor of the attacks because actually everybody knows that Iran is a big threat to the world and to the civilized community in the world. We all know it, but nobody dare to say it because sometimes we are afraid when they say something that it will bounce back on them. That's the fear. And here in Israel, we don't have it because we don't have anything else.
I
It's
understand.
we are
Yeah.
we this is the reality of our life. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it is
So
very important to take out Iran because Iran has
yes,
been the source of evil behind, I mean, the
yes,
main mastermind behind the whole October 7th attack, which is
absolutely
unforgivable. You know what it was done. If
unforgivable.
you tell me that, okay, you're targeting a military compound or something, I can understand. It's a war, fine. But you do
Yes,
not go into civilian areas and you
yes.
slaughter men, women, and
Yes.
children, babies
Yeah,
in there.
yeah, yeah. I have to tell you, it was not normally slaughtering. It was an evilness which you cannot describe. I tell you a few things.
Mhm.
A girl was raped in front of her parents. Then her breasts were cut off. Then her hands were cut off. And finally, they killed her in front of the eyes of the parents. This kind of vicious things.
My God.
Girls were raped, gang raped, and then they did the most terrible things that you can imagine with these girls. They cut open a pregnant woman. So this kind of
Yes.
vicious evilness came from Iran. Iran,
Mm, mm,
they promoted this evilness. So
mm.
we have a level of evilness which even animals would not do it to each other. So
Correct,
it's a
correct.
very low
Yeah.
evilness. So that's
When you
what we
talked
see.
when you talked about that cutting open that pregnant
Yes,
woman, that video, actually, I was part of this small group of people. We had this discussion, and these videos were shown to us. And
yes.
this presentation was the chief guest was General Amos. Whether I don't know whether you know him. He's a very famous general in the IDF. So General
Okay, yes,
Amos, and I got the opportunity to ask a question to him about the whole situation. And I saw these videos that women being these videos were taken with their GoPro cameras,
yeah.
and
GoPro.
yeah, and I felt so. I don't know whether I want. It's not just fear or anger, but I almost felt like sick, to my stomach,
Yes, yes,
it is just beyond my imagination. And then
yes,
after this October 7th, I have this also with me. I wear it all around my neck, to
yes,
remember that evil still exists in this world, and Israel is in
yes,
the front line fighting
yes.
this evil. And I believe that ultimately victory will be with the right. That's
Yeah,
it.
that's also I believe. I
There will be a
believe
lot of
the good will
sacrifices.
prevail.
Yeah, there will be a lot
Yes,
of sacrifice. There is going to be a lot of hardship.
yes,
I understand.
yes,
A lot of flights get delayed. That is all.
yes,
That is part of a
yes,
sacrifice that all of the
yes,
humanity have to
yes,
face. I mean,
yes,
have to
yes,
take it.
yes, yes.
And I
And that's what
believe
I
that
also believe.
Israel giving equal rights. Now, earlier you talked about the minorities getting special rights, and
Yes.
all that. That is really
Yes.
amazing. That is something which also here in India also we do. We give equal rights to everyone. We give special privileges in the name of
Yes.
conservation and all that. So
Yes.
I'm surprised that Israel also does that. And even
Yeah,
for
it does
even
it
the
already
community,
for many years. For many, many years.
yeah, yeah,
It's
and the
really
community, that one community I want to talk about is the Druze community, who have been
yes.
really persecuted across all the other Arab countries,
Yes.
but they
Yes.
have safety in Israel. They are part of the
Safety.
IDF. They have
Yes.
rights, and they are proud to fight for Israel and defend
This
the
week,
country.
yes, this week I was with a Druze family in the north
Mm-hmm,
because of I had to go with my son over there for some things,
mm-hmm,
and they were proud to be an Israeli. They were so happy to be an Israeli, and they said they feel treated so well, and that also that Israel took the step to protect even the Druze in Syria when the extreme fighters started to slaughter them. Israel took a stand and said, no, we don't
mm-hmm,
want it, and we stop it. And so the Druze are very happy to be here. The Druze, we have communities in the Carmel Mountains, we have the communities in the Golan, and of course, there are communities in Syria and also in Lebanon. The Druze in Israel feel very safe, very connected, and they proudly serve in the Israel Defense Forces, also on high ranks officers. So the man I spoke with, he was an officer, and he was
mm-hmm.
really so proud to tell. Also, when he took his children, and one was in the Air Force, and the other one was somewhere else, and they were proudly telling about it, and they felt Israel is their land. So, and that's how we are related to each other. It was really amazing. Yeah.
I understand that, yeah. But now with all this conflict, I also know that you are also involved in the tourism industry, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
how do you see this going to affect tourism, especially with the Passover coming, Pesach, and
Okay. Yes.
Easter and everything coming up? It's very crucial
Yes.
time for tourism, right?
Yes.
How will you
Yes.
cope with that?
At this moment, we already yesterday night the first civil flight landed in Israel, and
Mm-hmm,
we have an amazing thing in Israel. Whenever a conflict starts here, we have rescue flights, not out
mm-hmm,
of Israel, but
mm-hmm.
into Israel. Why?
Wow.
Every Jew is very much motivated when their country, our country, is attacked. We all want to defend it. So we need to have flights into Israel. So that's what's happening now. There are, as they call, rescue flights, but it means that the civil aviation from Ben Gurion Airport restarted already.
Mm-hmm,
So after the repatriation of this, the Israeli people outside, then we expect already. So next week already, something like next week, that normal flights will take place. We see a gradually going down of the amount of rockets coming in from Iran. So the threat is really becoming less and less. We saw also that the Ben Gurion airport was not evacuated like the last Iranian war. So we see the
mm-hmm,
situation is different. So we expect already within a week that tourists will come in. I have tourists from Holland. We say as soon as the flights are going, we know the
mm-hmm.
situation. We even have been there in the Iran war before. We feel very safe in Israel. The tourists have very good facilities, even when something happened, God forbid. Then there are good facilities to protect them. So and that's so we already expect next week that civil aviation, that the regular flights, some of the regular flights will return
Yeah, yeah.
to Ben Gurion Airport. So and then we're talking about Easter. It's in 4 weeks. So by the time I expect that everything is normal again and that people can freely visit over here. You have to know that now already, even with this war, the
Mm-hmm,
security situation in Israel for tourists is much better than before 7 October. We have to know before 7 October, we had the
mm-hmm.
threats. We had the threats of Lebanon. We had the threats of
Yeah.
Hamas. Also here in Judea and Samaria, we had the threats from the Houthis from Yemen. We had the threats from Syria, uh, and so on. And now this is gone. And when you walk in the streets of Jerusalem, in all parts of the old city, you feel the
Mm-hmm,
difference. You feel safe. You don't feel manipulated. People who have the from the Arab community who's against Israel, they are really they realized it. We are not winning. So it
Mm.
means that when they feel with that they are not winning, they are calm, and the people who want to live in peace with us, they come up, they rise, and they are in good relationship
Yeah,
with us.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Even when I remember the first time I went to Israel, this was I think in
yes,
2008, if I'm not mistaken. And
yes,
I got the opportunity to stay in Ramat Gan and all that, walk the streets, uh,
yes,
in Ramat Gan. And in Tel Aviv, when I noticed that on on what you call the street vendors and all, when you order a food, like I come, they
yes.
understand that I'm from India. And if I order something which has beef, they'll say, "Oh, this has beef in it," And
Yeah, yeah,
I'm surprised, like, okay, how do you know that? They are because they have
yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of
They are very
tourists coming in.
considerate. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is the attitude, very considerate. We respect, and there is a tolerance here in the land of Israel. There is a tolerance,
hmm
and even sometimes you see that when you see look in the Knesset, or you have difference of opinions. We had
hmm
it, of course, these demonstrations before when the war started against the government. As
yeah,
soon as the war started, everybody is one family. No discussions anymore,
hmm
because we can have different opinions, and even we can be very strong about it, very, very strong. Also,
yes.
still now going on with the different communities. But after all, this feeling, this unity we have in the land of Israel is something remarkable. You don't
I
have it in
think,
other countries.
yeah.
As soon as we are attacked, we defend. We defend each other. So, and that's an amazing thing.
That's something very important, I think, for many people also in India to understand. We might all
Yes,
have political
yes,
differences. We might have religious
yes,
differences, but no matter
yes.
what, this when the situation comes, we all have to stand together. I mean, that's a
Yes,
lesson
yes,
that many people have to learn from Israel,
yes,
despite
yes,
all the negativeness being spread, even especially
yes.
about the settlers. They say that the
The
settlers are
settlers, yes,
violent, but I don't
yes.
think they are violent. What do you say to
Oh,
that?
they're not violent. I'll explain you a little bit about the settlers and why this idea or is created. And even within Israel, in a certain left community, it's created. We know that the Shin Bet, the Secret Service, has a special department in order
Mhm.
to correct, to make a caricature of the settlers. And why? Because at the time there was still the idea that it would be two-state solution. We already know it's not possible anymore, because when we
Yeah.
have a two-state solution, we get a second Gaza, and
Mhm.
nobody in Israel believes in it anymore. Okay, there is a small group, but in this
Yeah.
time when there was still the idea that there would be two-state solutions, the people, the Jewish people living in Judea and Samaria, they were the ones who were blocking it.
Yeah.
So there was a movement to make them look like violent. And it was
Mm.
a setup, because it was not true. Because you have to know that even in the criminal cases, the criminality in the Jewish communities in Judea and Samaria is even much, much less than in other parts of Israel. So the people here, it's not that they are not violent, they are really
Yeah.
very friendly. And
Mhm.
the ones who are the violent, it was coming from the Arab sector, not from the Jewish sector. When you see
Mm.
the attacks on Jews, it come from the Arab sector. So this was created, and now we are gradually coming to awareness. This is not the situation, but still there are the media want to frame them, because the ones who still believe in the two-state solutions, they are still. Also, last week there was an article I was sent by even by a colleague of mine, a tour guide who lives in Tel Aviv. Ah, you guys, you are so violent over there, and he sent me the article and it's
Yeah.
talking about Susia. I said, "Hey, guy, I'm living in Susia. Is there no common sense just to ask to verify if the facts are right or not?" The facts are
Mm.
nonsense. They were telling that we are burning down the houses
Yeah, I know.
in the villages, that we are destroying the orchards. It's not true at all. It's the
Makes no sense.
opposite.
Yeah, I know the reality because sometimes I get some videos also from my friend circle saying that,
Yes.
oh, Israel is doing the look at this video. And when I look at the video, it's some video which happened in Syria or somewhere in Yemen
Yeah,
or even
I had
Ukraine.
it.
Even
No,
Ukrainian
but I had it
videos.
one time. One time it was very funny. I had a pastor from America came here and he walked around, and then a week later he came to me and said, "I have a video that the children of Susia are very violent and burning down an orchard." I was looking at the video. You know where it was? It was filmed on Jewish property, and the children are walking there. But it was like it was a little bit blurred, but I could see it. It was one of my children in the video. And I could say for 100% sure this is completely nonsense. They were on a school trip. I asked them, "Well, where are you at the other side of the city?" We are on a school trip. And we were in the mountains. It was Jewish area, no
Yeah.
Arab around. And he was filming it from far away and just telling this. And the people take it. They see a picture and
I
they
know.
right away they
Yeah.
believe it. So
That's
and
what I'm saying. Even videos of
yeah,
Ukraine missiles falling over there, and they're spreading that.
yes,
And I just don't react to all that. I just feel that okay, we just have to
yes,
give time.
yes,
Well, let the dust settle because now all this
yes,
fog of war is happening. People will
yes,
be saying this, that. I just take a step back, keep quiet,
yes.
just watch the show, and I know
Watch this. See
what
what's
is
going on.
happening.
Yes,
I get inputs from people in Israel, in the US, what is happening.
yes,
I just keep quiet.
yes,
Let's not
yes,
jump into that all
yes,
that nonsense. So
yes. That's
that is
true.
the best way. So I
Yes,
just hope that we'll have peace soon. And like I said earlier, I think
yes,
once a regime change happens, there is more peace in Tehran. I
yes.
believe we can all go there, visit, and walk the
I,
streets.
I, I really believe, because Iran now also attacked Saudi Arabia,
Yeah,
Kuwait,
yeah.
Turkey. I believe when the regime is gone, that
Mm-hmm.
the Abraham Accords will be
Yes,
expanded. I think the reason that Arabia does not have relations with Israel is out of fear with Iran. That's
correct.
the bottom
That
line.
is true. Yeah,
When the threat is gone, you will see that a lot of countries will join the Abraham Accords, and that
yeah,
will have a new
yeah.
reality here in the Middle East. That's my thought, and that's my
Fantastic,
feeling, and that's
fantastic.
what I
Yeah,
expect.
I think on
Yes,
the Abraham Accords, I want to add is that I one thing beautiful that I noticed because I did my schooling in Dubai. I grew up there. I know
yeah,
how Dubai was, UAE was responding to all to Israel, how they were and all that. But now I'm so surprised. There is a synagogue in Dubai now. There is
yes.
the embassy over there, and even
It's
I saw a
amazing.
video of an Emirati Arab singing the Hatikwa.
Yeah,
And I
that's
was
yeah.
like, oh, what? How much? Look at the change that happened, because their minds are
Yes,
opening up, and
they're opening up and they see the
yeah,
reality.
they're understanding. They're seeing the light. They're seeing that look,
Yes,
it's better to
yes,
live in peace. Let us prosper together
yes,
than fight
yes.
and die.
Yeah,
It's
that's true. That's true.
yeah.
And
So
that's
that's
and then
something.
they realize there is a tolerance, and that's the Jews, because they were brainwashed that the Jews want to kill everybody who has a different opinion. That's
Yeah, I
also what they
understand.
say about the settlers over here. They are followed by the ideology, and they want to kick out the Arabs. It's not true at all.
Yeah, yeah,
We have the feeling we can live in peace with each other if they accept us to live in peace with us. So
yeah, yeah.
we are really, and that's the reality.
I know,
Yes,
I know. I think that is what same throughout India is also facing always. Like it's always Pakistan always thinking kill India, kill India, kill India. The whole obsession is there. I think that's the
yes,
same thing that Israel is facing. The same
yes, yeah,
mindset, the main same ideology of kill,
yes.
kill the Jews, kill the
Yes,
Christians, kill the all the
yes,
other religious people. That's it.
yes,
That is their
yes,
ideology. I believe that if we do not fight now to it, if
yes.
Israel falls, it is going to be not just about okay, Israel has fallen. It is other societies, other countries also
Absolutely,
will be
absolutely.
facing,
That
and
Western societies, America, they will be attacked, and for
exactly.
sure the Western European communities will fall, because
Mhm.
now already I see there is a massive population of extremists coming into
Yes,
Europe.
correct.
And as soon as they fully feel that they are the strongest one, you can
Yeah,
expect that they will attack.
correct.
It's a matter of time, and
Yeah,
that's what I believe.
yeah,
And then, but now when we are winning from Iran, it means that the financial source for terrorism will be much less. So we
exactly.
hope that the situation will have also a positive effect on the situation in Europe
True. I totally agree. I
that's
totally agree. So let
yeah,
us end on that. And
yes,
I just want to say, like our Prime Minister Modi said at the
yes,
Parliament at your Knesset, uh,
yes.
Am Israel
That's
Chai.
amazing.
Am
Yeah, I'm
Israel
Israel.
Chai.
I'm Israel.
Let Israel
Yes,
survive. Let everyone, India, Israel,
yes,
US, everyone come
yes,
together. Let us all work together. Even the Middle East,
yes,
the Emiratis, the Saudis, let us all work
yes.
together and build a better world. uh,
Build a
for
better
the better
world. Yeah, that's
future.
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. And I hope to come to Kerala. These are
yeah.
also the great views,
We
God's
sh-
own country.
we should catch
And I
up.
hope
Yeah.
also the people from Kerala coming over
We,
here.
Last time
Yeah,
we did the synagogue hopping, right, in Kerala.
yeah,
Let's
that
do a
was
synagogue
amazing.
hopping across India. Let's plan something like
Yes,
that.
yes, that would
Yeah,
be great. It would be really great. And I've been many times to India, and I really feel amazing over there. In India is one of the countries I never felt threatened. There are countries that
yeah,
I'm traveling, and I have to think when people ask where you are from, then I have to
mm,
think, who's this? What is his
yeah,
background? What is his thoughts? Because there are
mm,
many people who are without reason hating us, and then it's better to just to say nothing. In
true.
India, I don't have this feeling. I wherever I went, we can openly talk and even discuss and eat together the good Indian food, the
Yeah.
chapati, the masala dosa. Amazing, amazing. I love it. I
Yeah, yeah.
love it.
So
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
do that again, Ariel, soon.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
as I said earlier, let's also hope one day we can also go to Tehran and also have the food and
Tehran.
eat the
Oh, that
street
would be
food.
great together.
That will
Yeah.
be an amazing thing that we should,
Yes, yes.
but-
I'm looking forward to that.
yeah, me too, me too. Okay, thank you so much,
Okay.
Ariel, for today coming in and
It's
sharing your
pleasure.
experience. I also
It's pleasure.
shout out to also to
Yes,
your channel and a lot of other activities that
yes,
you're doing. The description is
yes.
all the information is there in the description.
All the
Please
information
follow.
yes,
Please,
I'm working for an Hasbara channel with providing facts here from the Middle East, so
yeah,
the people can make their own opinion about what's going on. Just
fantastic,
facts,
fantastic.
unbiased facts, so that you know this is going
Yeah,
on. And if you have questions, they always can ask
yeah,
me. I have people all over the world who ask me questions on the situation when they hear a rumor. Is it right or not?
yeah,
We have
yeah.
I organize fact-finding tours even over here for people who want to see the reality on the ground. So
Fantastic,
all this
fantastic.
time. So,
Yeah.
yes.
Thank you
Okay.
so much, Ariel. And
With pleasure.
to all the listeners, please, we are only just bringing out the truth, what is happening. You will all
Yes.
have your own opinions. You can share your opinions in
Yes.
the comments, whether it's negative or positive. We don't mind.
Yeah.
Please be open and please comment, like, subscribe to our channel. And thank you
Yes.
so much, Ariel. Toda Rabah.
With
For,
pleasure. With pleasure. Besimcha.
shalom,
And
shalom, shalom
Shalom,
for
shalom.
thank you.
Bye.